The root of all suffering is, well, actually, let me share it with you through a movement and a sound because I think that will be fun. So the root of all suffering is something kind of like, are you ready for it? It's something kind of like, or it could be something like, or it could be something like, it's like a strain, because suffering, dukkha, is grasping. Dukkha is the Sanskrit word for suffering. And grasping, suffering, is this illusion of lack in which we try to staple reality or pinch reality. Because in any form of suffering, there is a I want this and I don't have it, or I don't want this and I have it. It is the samsara sing-along that we're all joined in on in the one verse that is the universe. It's the hamster wheel that we are on, the infinite chase through which we hopefully burn our karmic calories. Because what is karma? Karma is action. What does action do? It changes the conditions of something. It's entropy. It's energy acting upon other energy to transmute and change the conditions of something to get from somewhere A to B. The crazy thing about this suffering, this feeling of lack and trying to get from A to B, it's motivating, it's cool, but what we realize is, and what's beautifully talked about in this book, which is called Introduction to Vedanta by Swami Dayananda, recommended to me by one of my students who's amazing, what he says is that all of suffering comes out of this feeling of, you ready for it? Inadequacy, incompleteness, right? The illusion of lack. And listen, this stuff isn't everywhere. This isn't just my noggin. I'm just curating the information for you. But it all comes down to the illusion of inadequacy. And now is where I want to bring tarot into the picture, because tarot answers the question that we're afraid to ask when we consult the cards. When we're consulting the cards, we're asking a question that exists in the circumstances of our life, like what's going to happen, what do I need to know about the situation, all good things that exist in the world of time. But all of the questions that we ask tarot stem from this question, which is, how can I be complete? What will make me whole? And listen, I don't care who you are. If you are alive and you have a pulse, you are asking that question in one way or another. I used to think I just attracted crazy people that asked questions like this, but no, everyone in the world has asked this question in some way, in some form of like, what will make me whole? Now, the tarot answers this esoterically. I mean, it answers in divination, but these deeper questions are encrypted in the tarot as well. And the card that answers this question is the Universe card. It's the last card of the deck. It is the Hebrew letter Tav, which means seal, mark, signature. It's the culmination of everything. It's the full extension of the deck. And it is the Shekinah. It is a bunch of stuff that pretty much means completion. Now, what the universe does is, ultimately, the gag of the whole thing is that the universe does nothing. Because the nothingness of the Fool comes to its fullest extension in the Universe card, realizing itself as everything, and then we all go home and start the game again, right, in the Fool. The question that is asked by mystics and sages and philosophers since the beginning of time can be summed up more or less through the general idea of, how did something come out of nothing? And through all forms of meditation on scripture and yoga and magic and all these different things are trying to, in some way, arrive at not knowledge, but an experience. And the experience all mysticism is trying to arrive at is that moment, that germ of consciousness that bridges the nothingness to the everythingness, okay? And that is what the tarot attempts to illustrate for us. And when we arrive at the universe at the end of the whole game, we realize that the thing we were seeking was the seeker itself, which creates the infinite loop. And this is the whole trickery of the tarot. And it is trickery because card one is the magician. Originally, he was expressed as a stage magician, right, doing tricks. Hermes is a trickster. Language is a trickster. The whole thing is, we've been trying to see through our own eyes and taste our own tongue and behold ourselves as if our self was something other than everything that there was. And I'm not trying to slip you up into solipsism here. It's an experience, okay? So I just wanted to talk about the mystical aspect of tarot and kind of stress the idea of the fool is the one who thinks he has to even go through the entire major arcana. That is the foolish thing, which we can do because it's fun. And the fool loves to perform. And the tarot is a performance. Look how much fun we're having. All right, much love. Follow for more Tarot Esoterica.